I'm Walter Ozaruk. I was born very close to the button factory. I got into art at a very early age. My strongest desire was always to paint and sketch. I hoped maybe to someday be a comic strip artist. That didn't work out. But at 17 years of age, after leaving school, I went into looking for work, and they accepted me at a sign shop. That got me all excited, and I worked at this sign shop for many years, and then trying to improve my talents with doing the job, trying to be recognized, and trying to get acquainted with the professionals to learn what I could from them, and which it did succeed. I got to be friends with many fine artists, and we just got along the greatest. And they taught me, and I learned, and I listened, and I developed into an art sign writer. This painting here is marshland. I enjoyed this scene. It's very near St. Clement's, and I just liked the feel of it, so I thought it's worth painting, and I felt it was quite successful. Now, this one here is the one of Gold Lake, just down the shoreline from my brother's cottage. I composed the scene in the camera's lens. I take the picture the way I want to see that picture composition-wise. When I'm thoroughly satisfied with the camera lens, then I shoot it, and I'm pretty well satisfied with everything by that time. It's just to get onto the painting, to put it on canvas or watercolor paper. This is the building that Dorothy's ancestors lived. They built this, and it was at the opening to the covered bridge in West Montrose. And there was a second house we believe was owned by the family just next to it, and they lived here in about 1850. I recall doing many different jobs, truck lettering, signs on buildings, and show card writing, you name it. And there's always a design aspect involved, which is a challenge in the art world, and met a lot of nice people on the way. And that was my early beginnings. And then the job opened at Schneider Meats, and I went after that, and I got onto truck lettering for the first number of years, but that turned into decals, and then they moved me inside onto the drawing board. I meant, like I mentioned earlier, I like to compose the entire picture in the camera to my satisfaction, because I was always racing against time in the industry. Time was very important. I had to account for every minute of my time, so I had to take shortcuts and work as quickly as possible so I wouldn't lose any time by making errors, mistakes that are costly. And I also helped in the design because there was a team of us that built the floats for the Oktoberfest parade. The design would be submitted, and the executives upstairs would accept the design, and once the design was accepted, the garage built the vehicles that were used for the float. We had a number of vehicles, and that they would be decorated by our team in the art department. And I was one of the boys. And we've won many a float in the Oktoberfest for the design chosen and the appearance of the float. And it would be televised nationally during the Oktoberfest parade, and we felt pretty good about it. We won many cups for our achievement of decorating these floats. This one here was a scene done in watercolor at the base of the Chicopee Hill. I was out looking for possible scenes to paint, and I saw this scene. I took a picture of it, and here we have a watercolor painting, and that very much the way I saw the scene at that time. I retired after 22 years with the firm. They gave me an early retirement because things were a little slow, and so they were downsizing. He asked me if I'd be interested, and I was quite interested at the time. So I took the opportunity. So in the year 1990, late November, I retired from Schneider Meats. And I've been painting pictures ever since and exhibiting. And what we see here today is some of my work that I have produced in that time and after my retirement.